What's going on, everybody? It's the Scene Snob here and my lovely bride, Mrs. Scene Snob,
Hello.
Mary the Mommy. And we are here and we are doing the Married Movie Challenge yet again. That means we pick our names out of a hat. We have 10 each in here out of the bowl. I always say the hat, whatever. So we pick our names, and whoever's name gets chosen gets to pick a movie for us to watch and then review at the end. So a lot of times it's something that maybe either we both never seen or one or the other have never seen.
Right.
So that's what we're going to go with. So tonight, Mary, you are picking, and then you can choose. But before we do that, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button down at the bottom. Hit the notifications button because we always have content coming out over here on the Scene Snobs channel. And also make sure you follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at the Scene Snob, at Mary the Mommy on Twitter and Instagram, and you always get updates.
Well, I'm at straight out of nap time. Just marry the mommy.
Mary the Mommy. That's how that works.
Whatever.
So, but anyway, here we go. Let's mix it up a little bit. Now, Mary, go ahead and choose which name comes out of the hat.
Oh, I hope it's me again.
It's always her. You gotta be kidding me. Did you not put my name in there? Or did you put my name in there once?
Well,
I trusted you at this.
I did. No, remember we did this last time where I showed you. No.
Yeah, okay.
No,
Multiple choices.
Oh,
That's
me.
you again. Oh my God, this is...
No.
It's the Iowa caucuses all over again. All right.
What do you mean all over again? Have they even...
Yeah.
Has there been a conclusion to that?
Yeah, everybody was feeling the burn, supposedly. So
I heard, but they were going to redo it. Were they calling for a redo?
I don't know.
Can
They're
they
all in
redo?
New Hampshire right now, so I don't know. I doubt
Yeah.
it. But Mary, you get to choose the movie we go and see.
Well, I'm going to use this opportunity because we are going to see Bubba Hotep tomorrow at the Winchester Alamo Draft House. I've never seen it. I've heard nothing but great things. Mike, you're a fan. My sister was just telling me how funny it was. I'm very excited.
So you're going to review that one. So
yeah, so let's just pick that one.
Yes, I've seen Bubba Hotep, but we're going to go see it at the Alamo Draft House tomorrow. So, and then we will come back and we'll have a review for you.
Yep, sure will.
Everybody, take care.
See ya.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Married Movie Challenge, and I am your host again, Mick Manhattan, and my beautiful bride, Mrs. Scene Snob, aka Mary the Mommy. So we're back. We have just gone to see Bubba Hotep.
Bubba Hotep.
Not my first viewing. I love Bruce Campbell. I've seen all this stuff, so like I saw this one when it first came out.
How long ago did it come out? Like, how long have I been missing out on this movie?
I want to say 2004. I want to double check.
Yeah, he was a little older.
It was definitely before Burn Notice, but I want to say 2004, 2005 maybe. But yeah, so we went and saw it. Psycho Cinema, right here in Winchester at the Alamo Draft House, was showing it, and Mary's first viewing. So I'm going to. She picked her name out of the hat, and she chose this because she knew we were going to see it. I had gotten tickets, and she had never seen it before, so she wanted to review this especially.
Well, you go and see a lot of the Psycho Cinema movies, and like every now and then, because I can't stomach the horror movies. I get very scared a lot of times, so most of the time you go by yourself.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it's a great community. You know, there's always camaraderie and people to talk to, but for this one, I'd always heard about it. I love Bruce Campbell as well, and I love Elvis. But you know what? Honestly, the coolest part was like the beginning, where Faye, who runs Psycho Cinema, gives you the background and some hints to look for during the movie, and like there was not one Elvis song through the whole movie.
Yeah.
And well, you had mentioned because of the budget. I think.
Yeah, they couldn't afford the music.
It was amazing. It was amazing. I really enjoyed it. I'm thinking with sand here.
Yep. Ozzie Davis. Oh my God, Ozzie Davis was terrific in this, and this is such a different turn from an Ozzie Davis movie. I mean, he's the mayor from. He's from tons of stuff, but I love them in Do the Right Thing. He is the man who comes up with Do the Right Thing.
Yeah.
The saying. And for him to be in this playing John F. Kennedy, it was just brilliant.
Oh my gosh. So I didn't know a lot about it.
No.
Going into it, it was just the name that I had heard. Bruce Campbell, of course. My sister is a huge Bruce Campbell fan, so she was a little jealous. She's on the mend, but not well enough to go, or she probably would have gone today. But it was hilarious. At first, I'm not gonna lie. At first, I was like, "What is going on?"
Yeah.
It was so campy, and you could tell, but the effects were amazing for the budget they had. It was very simple.
Well, Don Coscarelli, the director, who's directed tons of stuff, and he's most famous for the Phantasm films, which are 5 Phantasm films. Actually, Reggie Bannister, who played Reggie in the Phantasm films, plays the hospital director in this.
Oh, okay.
Or the home, the old folks home director, I should say. But so he is very good at that. He's very good at having kind of like a small budget, but making the best as he can with that budget.
It was so good. It was really good.
It was, yes. You really, now I gotta ask you this: was he really Elvis? Because was he really John F. Kennedy? You walk away from it and you have to think about it, because you're like, there's parts you want to believe, and there's parts you don't.
So my first question to a question is, Jack Kennedy's room was pristine. He had a presidential bed.
Yeah.
I loved the Lee Harvey Oswald mugshots.
Jack Ruby, Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yeah, like all of and then they had like the model of the grassy knoll, and it was, but I had a hard time with that. I'm not gonna lie, because the rest of the set and Elvis Presley's room is run down and very old folks homey. You know what I mean?
It looked a lot like an apartment my grandfather had at one point. Very old folks home, and you're right, run down. I will say this: one of the big takeaways from that is, I think the more money you have, the more you can spend on it. So if he was in a room with somebody else, he was in a room, obviously you have a roommate, so that tells me he's on the lower end of being able to afford his own room and move his own bed in. I feel like those rooms are yours,
right?
And you can do with them, you can decorate them however you want, but if you don't have a lot of money, you're going to have something like Elvis's room versus Jack Kennedy.
And not only that, but the nurse came up and said, called him by his pseudonym name,
Sebastian Haff.
And he was like, "No, call me Elvis." And she was like, "Okay, so we're not." And he was like, "I'm not pretending anymore." So I guess when he first went there, he was still pretending. It wasn't.
Yeah.
So that makes a little bit more sense why he would be in, kind of a normal room. But I don't know. I feel like I'm still kind of processing it. It's definitely a movie that I'm 100% going to see again, because I know that I missed.
But I want to know the answer. What do you think?
Oh, so unfortunately, I don't think that he was John F. Kennedy.
I don't either.
However, I would have gone with it for him. Had I been, in the scenes, he, Mr. President, yes, sir.
It definitely worked, but do you think that he was really Elvis? Do you believe his story?
I do. I choose to believe that it was Elvis.
That was the one I chose. A few other things. I at the one point, the nurse gets.
I love the nurse.
She was terrific in it, and yeah, she is a bit condescending, but when he screams at her, it's like. I don't feel like that was warranted.
I agree. She.
That's one of my biggest things, and I'm like, if she was more of a dick, if she was a Nurse Ratched type.
Correct.
Yeah, okay, I get it.
She wasn't even that condescending, in my opinion. She was more hey, you're old, let me make this really uncomfortable situation a
Yeah.
little more playful, and even when he reacted in a certain way,
Yeah.
which was surprising because he hadn't
Yeah,
reacted that way, not to give too many spoilers.
She played along. She was
But
flirty about it.
And really sweet.
Um,
I agree. I'm glad you brought that up because I don't think that was deserved either.
What did you think about the mummy? The look of the mummy?
I thought it was kind of scary.
I thought it was a really good look, especially like when you talk about maybe not so much effects, but the makeup and the costuming. They did a really good job.
They did a really good job
for like a smaller budget like this.
Yeah.
So.
And I liked I loved the hieroglyph. I loved the
Subtitle hieroglyphics, yeah.
Because I was not expecting that at all.
No, I love how he speaks when they came down. That's so creative to me.
It was so creative. And then, but when you looked at the actual hieroglyphics, like,
yep.
they're, oh my God.
Because when he first said it, and like came out and he just said something, it was like by Ra's wrath or something.
Right.
And I was like, I thought I remember him cursing him out or calling him an asswipe. And then he did it again and it came out later. Because I hadn't seen this movie in a while. But then like one
of the guys like bent over in the hieroglyphics. It was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But
it was really good.
They take it seriously enough. Like it's a horror comedy. I mean, obviously he's stealing souls.
And I jumped.
He's sucking souls out of elderly people's asses. So.
Or orifices.
Yeah, I know, but that's
so
like the joke is throughout the movie that it's out of their asses. So, but they take it seriously and they play it right, and it's a good story. So like,
it is a really good story.
You know, I don't think you could take this like you could call this movie like The President and the King, and like take it in a serious way, but I don't think it would have worked. You know, like you needed this, you needed the camp.
You did.
And I enjoyed it. So for you, was this a win?
Like, it was absolutely a win. And I will absolutely see it again.
Good. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So that's our review.
2 very enthusiastic thumbs up.
Yeah.
Yes. Go and see it if you haven't, because as Faye said at the beginning, you've been missing out. You know, something led you. Because there were a bunch of people who had never seen it before. I was very glad. You know, I'm always a little, I don't know, self-conscious when it's such a cult classic. And
well, this didn't come out in theaters, so I was happy to see it in theaters.
Oh, okay.
This came out this was like straight to video.
Okay.
I mean, it was kind of a bigger release for video stores because, you know, especially for like movie geeks and things like that, like because Bruce Campbell was playing this role. Don Coscarelli is a big role. Like it didn't have mass distribution. It may have shown up in theaters, but it didn't have mass distribution.
Yeah.
It was limited.
Yeah.
So I shouldn't say straight to video, but I saw it in video format.
Okay.
And when it was like a new release, brand new. So it was cool to go and see it on the theater.
It was cool. So. It was cool. It still would be, but it wasn't necessary to see it on the big screen.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I still would have enjoyed it. Although, I mean, I love going to the movies. But
yeah. Well, for thescenesnobs.com, this is the Min Married Movie Challenge. Of course, go check out thescenesnobs.com. We have tons of shows. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram or Twitter at The Scene Snob. She is Mary the Mommy on Twitter and Instagram. And give us a like and subscribe. Yeah. But until then, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.